Hello everyone, my name is Danny. Welcome back to the channel. As you guys know, we're working on a project, a Mustang 66, and today we're going to be assembling the whole rear end. We got the housing, axles, brake kit, differential. The brake kit is from Wilwood. The rear end is from QuickPerformance. We've been waiting for this probably 4 months, maybe around that. But finally, we got everything here to accomplish this task. Let me show you the parts. This is the housing built from QuickPerformance. All the purchase in place. The cap to add the oil. This is the brand, really cool. It's a really good finish. As you guys can see, looks perfect. Those are the axles with bearings and everything. We got emergency brakes, the plate to keep that in place. This is a shim, I guess, for the rotors. We will find out that later. Seals for the axles, all the bolts, the gasket for the differential. This is the big boy right here. The differential is a 3.5 G radio. It comes with a true track. That's what I choose. But depending on your application, it might be different, a different radio or a different kind of differential. The rotors, pads, and calipers. So let's get into it. The first thing that we're gonna do is we need to install all the bolts or studs for the housing. So to do that, we're gonna install the bolts, add some washers, and with a nut, we're gonna start tightening this down. That way the stud will raise and it will stay in place, just with a little bit of elbow grease. Let's do it. All right, I was doing this by hand, but if I do the whole thing by hand, probably we will have to continue the rest of it in another video. So I'm gonna try with an impact, just carefully, because we don't want to damage any thread, but let's see how it goes. Unfortunately, when I was doing this, the camera didn't record, but whatever, it is what it is. Just a good cleaning. It is clean, but just to be safe, any metal residue out or anything that we don't want working with the differential. All right, guys, I don't know what's going on, but the camera is giving me a hard time. It didn't record when I installed the differential. Basically, what I did is I just drop it in place, give it a couple of taps with the rubber mallet, because it won't go all the way super smooth. You need to help it a little bit. Just go around with some taps and install the nuts. Torque it down to 35 foot-pounds, which is the manufacturer specification. And that was it. I didn't use any silicone because the kit came with a gasket. I'll try that. If it doesn't work, sadly, we're gonna have to remove everything and install the silicone, but it came with the kit, the gasket, so I'm gonna give it a shot. So now we're gonna install the seals for the axles. Hopefully we will get a better look at that. All right, guys, we're ready to install the axles in place. I mean, the other side is already done. I did it first to check that everything was going right, because it's my first time doing this. I don't want to show you guys a video with a bunch of mistakes, because I want everybody to accomplish this correctly. So let's do some WD-40 in the housing and the splines. Slide the e-brake in. Be careful with this, because comes in a left or right side. And there's also a little bit of WD-40 on the bearing. It has an O-ring here, so it's better to have some lubrication there. That way we don't damage that. Then we will slide this in and try to catch the differential. Okay, we are in. All right, so now we're gonna give them a little bit of tabs to make it sit properly in the housing. Let me show you guys how it looks like. You will see a little bit of the bearing sticking out, but as long as you don't see the O-ring there, so that means that you're in place. So now we're gonna install the retaining plate for the shaft, for the axle, I'm sorry, to prevent this from going out of a housing. Okay, now that we have the axle in place, we need to install this plate to keep it in place, and it comes with this lip. This lip got to be facing inside, I mean through the to the differential like this, because with this we will cover the gap. Remember that the bearing is sticking out a little bit, so this piece got a little bit of play around that, so we will use this lip to fill that gap. It's a little tricky, guys, because there's not too much room to play with. Okay, so we are in. Now we're gonna slide those T-bolts from the back of the housing through the hole and catch that plate. Okay, we got the first one in. I'm gonna turn the axle to have access to that hole. With that hole, we will be able to put the nut and the washer in place. First, the washer. I'm using this small screwdriver to put it in place. That way I won't lose it, because this is a really tight space. Okay. Now the nut. Okay, so now I'm going to the other one. I'm not going to tie that down because I would like to have all four in place before to tighten anything, just to be sure that it's sitting properly. So now we're going to move to the following hole and then repeat the process with the bolt from the back, catching the e-brake hole and the plate. Okay, we got it. Same thing with the screwdriver, fit that in. And repeat the process with the two in the bottom. Same thing. All right, now that we have the e-brake in place, the plate is secure, it's not moving, so everything is in place. We're gonna torque that down to 30 foot-pounds every nut. Okay. Okay, everything is torqued down. We're good. Nothing is heating. We're good to go. All right, now we're going with the rotors. Just make sure that if your kit has an orientation, keep that in mind before the installation, because every rotor is made for a specific side of a car. So this one spins this way. So this is the right one for that side of a car. In this case, it's a Wilwood. If you're using a different one, oh, sorry. We need to add something first. This piece right here is a spacer for the rotor. This rotor, I don't know if you're using a different kit, it'll be a different story. We need to find the pattern, because this kit is for different type of applications, so, but this is the one. We're gonna give them a little bit of taps. All right, now you guys will see that the spacer is filling the gap to keep this center with the axle. So now we're gonna add some washers. I'm gonna do that because I don't have any nuts. So I'm gonna use lug nuts, and those won't go all the way to the top of the rotor. So I'm using that as a spacer. The reason that I do this is because I need the rotor to be totally flush with the axle and center, not moving anywhere. So that way we will be more accurate when we install the caliper, which is what we're gonna do right now. All right, this is the caliper bracket, and this is the hardware that came with it. We're gonna use this bolt with the small washer. And these other washers, they're shims. So basically this is the caliper. We're gonna slide this in here. And the shim, the other side. Be careful that you just don't drop the shim. So we're good. Now the second one. Sorry, here, and the shim from the inside. Okay. All right, after tight this down, we need to measure the gaps here. To see how centered we are. Yeah, we have a big difference. So we're gonna add another shim to see how it looks. Remember, always use the same amount of shims on every bolt. You cannot install 2 here and 1 in the bottom, or different numbers. All right, now let's double check. I think we are in the right position. Let's test fit the brake pads. So this issue is the same that I was having in the other side. Look at this. This one got a little bit of play, and this one got more play than the other. The rotor looks center to me, but I don't know why it didn't happen to me when I did the front ones. The front ones were almost perfect. So now we got 3 shims. Let's see. Well, here we got almost like the same amount of play. Let's measure it. So we got 56.25. And we got 54. All right, with 3 shims, it looks center. Let's see the play. Oops. So the play is almost the same. I think we're good. Yep. So now we got to remove everything once again to add some thread lock to the bolts. Okay, let's put the 3 shims back. And finally, we're gonna torque that down to 40 foot-pounds. Okay. Let's get the pads back on. Secure pin. Alright guys, that was it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and help you with your project if you're into the same stage as me. We got brakes in place, rotors, differential, axle, seals, everything. Sorry for the part that I couldn't get in the video. It was problems with the camera when we installed the differential in place. Like I said, just when you start installing this, it's only one direction. You will notice with your housing which way you gotta go, because you got this space for the ring. I use a gasket. I didn't use any silicone because the kit came with a gasket, so I'm gonna give it a shot to see how it goes. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to remove everything and do the silicone thing. When you guys install this, give it a couple of taps because it won't go smoother. But once you start going down, it's gonna drop. Pop, no problem at all. The housing is really well made. Thank you to QuickPerformance. Like I said, I didn't get paid for it or anything. I paid for this thing. But it's in good shape. I like it. Next video we're gonna install that into the car, and let's see what happened. Thank you so much.